Synopsis of the Books of the Bible by J. and Darby. Exodus chapters 19 through 23. The law and the character of fear, with blessings conditional and on obedience. But having the true terminated the course of grace, and scenes changed entirely, then they do not keep the feast on the mountain where God, as had promised, had led them, had brought them, bearing them as on an eagle's wing to himself. He purposed a condition to them. If they obey his voice and should be his people, the people, instead of knowing themselves and saying, "We dare not, though bound to obedience, placed ourselves under such a condition and risk our blessings, yet made sure of losing it," undertaking to do all that the Lord had spoken, the blessings now took the form of dependence, like Adam, on the faithfulness of man as well as God. Still further was it from being as our basis on the fullness and the accomplished redemption. It was not even based on the unconditional promises, as in the case of Abraham. See note. The people, however, are not permitted to approach God, who hid himself in the darkness. In fact, they undertook obedience far from God, in the state in which they could not approach him in that majestic to which obedience was due. Nevertheless, God gave all possible Solomon to the communion of his laws, and sees it good that the people should fear him, or fear before him. But what can fear do towards giving power at the distance from him? The feeling may perhaps be proper, but it is not proper to undertake the obedience in such a state. Terror and the condition of obedience where the people are far from God. Such is the character of the law. The rules set out to man take it in a large character where man cannot approach God, but a barrier is set up, and the question of righteousness as a way of life raised the claimed from man when man is a sinner. Note, it is important for us to see that our standing before God does not rest on promise, but on the accomplished redemption and the concern that and the basis of assurance of faith is accomplished promise. Glory is in hope. End of note. Man's work and the order of worship equally prohibited. Moses, when God had spoken to the people, and the people dared no more be hearkened, drew near to the thick darkness and received the instructions of God for the people. Morally and generally instructions related to their position in the land in case they should enter upon it according to the covenant of the law. Two things are pointed out as to workmanship: the work of man and his order, in which his nakedness will certainly be made manifested, and they are equally and together prohibited by God. Christ's devotedness, love, and service forever. We have, as we may observe by the way, a beautiful type, Exodus 21, of the devotedness of Christ to the church and to his Father and his love towards us, having served already faithfully his full service as man during his lifetime. He would remain a servant even in death for the sake of the Father, the church, and his people. He made himself a servant forever. Compare John 13 for the present time and Luke 12 even for the glory.